Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to understand the next transaction isolation level, which is called repeatable read. So this isolation level resolves the problem of non-repeatable read. So what is non-repeatable read? Let's understand this with an example. So suppose we have two consecutive select query in the same transaction. uh, and transaction begins here. It is reading some data from the table and it is doing something else. Let's suppose it is doing billing or printing. Okay, and after that it is again just selecting the data to just verify, okay, the same record is there, and then it is completing the transaction. So let's suppose in between this select statement, for example here reading started, and here some other transaction comes, some transaction T2 comes and start updating this row. What will happen? So if in this non-repeatable read problem, what will happen, that this row will give, for example, let's understand with the selecting the data from the table. For example, here the value is Sunita. So what will it give? If we are just using read committed as isolation level, we are not just started with the a repeatable read, we are just using the default isolation level, which is read committed. So what will this do? This will just give the value Sunita. Here it will give this value. Now suppose update comes and it is updating some value to Amit. It will update, and what will this do? The next select statement will again give Amit, not Sunita. So this is not the good. It means there is some inconsistency in the data. Even since the transaction started, it must throw the same result which it given in the first statement. So to resolve this issue, what we do, we use the transaction isolation level called repeatable. Let's understand this with the scripts. So this is normally read committed snapshot isolation. So what will do, this will do the, means it will create the problem of non-repeatable read. So let's start the transaction, and at the same time I have used the wait for delay to just set up the other transaction coming between both of two, and here I updated with the value. Okay, let me just change to Amit. Let's start again. I have initiated the transaction, and in between I just updated this. So it allowed another transaction to access this row and update the statement. However, it should not, in order to maintain the integrity and consistency of the data. Now you see, first read statement given some other data and second statement given some other data. So this is called non-repeatable read. When a transaction reads the same row multiple times in the single transaction, but the rows data changes between reads due to another transaction modifying the data. Here between the two read, another transaction, that is this transaction, update transaction, is coming and updating the data. This is called non-repeatable read. How we will resolve this? So we can resolve this issue by setting the isolation level to repeatable read. Now let's again go back to the same data. Now let's update back this to original one. Yep. Now I have set this transaction isolation level to repeatable read. Now let's check. What will do, it will just block this update. Wait, here I must use Amit. See, this transaction blocked. As soon as first completed, it updated the row with the Amit. Now here it will give the same row result. Statement, both statement will give same result. So this problem is resolved by isolation level, which is called repeatable. Thanks everyone.